All right, it is Monday, late afternoon, going into the early evening here. This is your weather update from Bring Me the News and Novak Weather. I'm Tom Novak. Lots to talk about as we go over the next 24 to 36 hours, including the potential for a severe weather event. So let's get right to it. These are temperatures right now across the region, and it's getting warm out there. Eastern Minnesota, actually Western Wisconsin over here, temperatures are still in the 70s, but look at how the temperatures have warmed beautifully well into the 80s over southern Minnesota here. And then I want you to focus out west here. Fargo, Redwood Falls, Alexandria, they're in the 90s. And in fact, if we zoom in even further into western Minnesota, look at this. There's a 97-degree reading here. West central Minnesota. I don't think anybody made it quite to 100 today. We'll have to see when it's all said and done, but definitely temperatures hot and just a degree or two away from 100 degrees in portions of western Minnesota. So no doubt that there is some energy in our atmosphere, and that energy will only increase tomorrow, and hence that's going to be the potential then for some severe weather. Here is the jet stream structure now as we go through today right now. This is later this evening and tonight, and look at how the jet stream has surged well north of Minnesota into southern Canada. That is allowing warm air from the desert southwest and the Gulf of Mexico now to surge north into the upper Midwest, and that's going to be the case as we go into tomorrow, because look at where our jet stream is located as we get into tomorrow afternoon. It is still located north of southern Minnesota across the Red River Valley in North Dakota, northern Minnesota. Now that's important because number one, we're still going to have warm and humid air over southern Minnesota tomorrow, but we're also going to be located at the right rear quad of a jet streak. And a jet streak, well, I've gotten a lot of questions on this, by the way. People are confused between a jet streak and a jet stream. Well, a jet stream is the overall river of air in our atmosphere. So, this line that I'm showing you here is basically the jet stream across the United States. Now, the jet streak is an embedded area of strong winds. So right here would be a jet streak, and especially this red area here of winds at 128, 130 knots. But anyway, we're going to have a jet streak over northern Minnesota with winds near 110 knots tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours. And at the right rear quad of that jet streak is usually where thunderstorms like to develop. And when you combine a jet streak with strong southerly winds and heat and moisture, you get the ingredients for the potential for some severe thunderstorms as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening. So anyway, this jet streak again plays a pretty vital role in what's going to happen over the next 24 to 36 hours. As we look at the NAM NEST computer model guidance now, this is the future infrared satellite loop from the NAM NEST computer model guidance. And I really want to show you this because I'm going to show you how thunderstorms are expected to explode over southern Minnesota tomorrow. Now, this is late tonight. You can see still mostly clear skies over southern Minnesota here. So a very pleasant, albeit warm evening and overnight is expected. But look at these storms now depicted by the orange and red colors here in North Dakota and South Dakota. These are high-topped cold cloud thunderstorms, what could be at least the beginnings of a mesoconvective complex over in that portion of the Dakotas early tomorrow morning. Now, what's going to play a role in whether we get severe thunderstorms or if it's going to be widespread severe weather event is what happens to those storms tomorrow mornings. Do they fall apart real quickly like the NAM NEST computer model guidance is showing, or do they hang together and really put a damper on our at least our sunshine here in southern Minnesota and our energy values as we get into tomorrow afternoon? As you can see, as we go through time, the storms are expected to decrease in intensity tomorrow morning and afternoon over southern Minnesota. We likely get some sunshine to warm things up, and then look at the explosion of storms later tomorrow afternoon and evening over southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. So that's going to be the timing, the way it appears, for strong to severe thunderstorms would be between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, and again, they could be severe. The future radar from the HRR, we call this the rapid refresh computer model guidance, shows storms moving off through the Great Lakes overnight tonight. And then we focus our attention out in the Dakotas. Now, the rapid refresh is not showing much in the way of storm activity in the Dakotas, and if that's going to be the case, that would likely increase our opportunities for severe weather in southern Minnesota tomorrow afternoon and evening, because look at what the rapid refresh does as we get into the mid and late afternoon hours. It develops a cluster of storms, and some of these may be supercells by about 3 or 4 tomorrow afternoon over southern Minnesota. And then these cells continue to develop and eventually grow into a line of storms across southern Minnesota by tomorrow evening. So, and that seems quite plausible, especially if we get enough sunshine tomorrow, that we could get all sorts of activity here in southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Another thing to look at is the available energy in our atmosphere. Now, this is, as we get into this evening, look at all the energy over South Dakota. It'll be interesting to see if storms tap that energy overnight. And then watch what happens to that energy as we go through the day tomorrow. It really settles over the southern half of Minnesota and western Wisconsin, especially from the I-94 corridor on south. Okay, so from the I-94 corridor on south is where the most intense energy is located tomorrow afternoon and evening. And yes, with that type of energy, and we're talking about these CAPE values in nearing 5,000 to 6,000 JKGs, which, just a long story short, that's a lot of energy in our atmosphere to deal with, and that's a measure of heat and dynamics in our atmosphere is what produces CAPE. So anyway, the atmosphere is certainly impressive as we go into tomorrow afternoon and evening for the potential for severe weather. And of course, we're going to be updating you quite a bit on this as we go through the day tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned to Bring Me the News and Novak Weather, and we'll get you some of the latest on these storms. All right, just a real quick peek as we go through the next 7 to 10 days. I just wanted to show you our jet stream structure now as we go through time. Now, this is looking at later this week, Thursday and Friday. You can see our jet stream kind of flattens out, so it becomes more of a zonal flow, what we call. That means that we may get at least a little bit of a bout of cooler and drier air in here later this week. But watch what happens as we get into this weekend and then into early next week. This is Sunday. Take a look at this jet stream structure. It surges way north into central Canada and central Manitoba, and that's going to allow some warm air, similar to what we're experiencing today and tomorrow, some warm air to move up into the upper Midwest by Saturday and Sunday. So no doubt that we're going to continue to be in a relatively warm weather pattern, with temperatures at times being a good 10 to 20 degrees above average, not only today and tomorrow, but then as we head into this weekend and then probably early next week. In fact, looking way ahead into the middle portions of June, it still looks warm across much of the country, including the upper Midwest. All right, well, stay tuned because we do have the potential for severe weather tomorrow, so we'll try to update you as quick as we can on that. Have a great evening.